Let's see. Let's do a quick little sound test here. Yep. I'm coming through. I sound good. Hopefully I look good on camera. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this quick little impromptu stream. I didn't announce anything, literally just went live because, well, got some news out here that is pretty shocking. Ironically, you know, I was gearing up to make a video for you guys for tomorrow. It was going to be a funny video because I don't know if y'all heard about what happened with Frost, but I guess, well, that's just been erased right now. We got a story, well, we got some news here that is pretty damn big. It puts into perspective what I told you guys prior. If you follow me on these other Xbox-centric shows that you might see me on and whatnot, I'll say this in the show as well, and like I'll always get crickets or weird looks in the comment section, just weird vibes every time I say it. But it came back to this, and here we are right now in 2023. And mind you, we're getting ready to get a showcase for Microsoft, a developer showcase, and this news hits us. Anyway, let's get into this. But first, shout out to everybody in the chat. What's going on? Good to see you. What's up, Donald? What up, Briar? What up, Camelwell? What's going on? John, what's going on? Sean, I see you. And Downward Incline. What's up? I see you in a minute. What's good? So, Microsoft has reportedly laid off or fired, 10,000 employees. This includes employees from Bethesda. This includes employees from 343, and they are getting a lot of backlash right now for it. And you know, if I was to bring this back just a little bit to Halo first, all right, I'm gonna start with Halo because that right there is like the easiest one to tackle. Because I already know you're gonna get those weird comments when you talk about a game that hasn't released yet. In this case, being Starfield. So I'm gonna start with Halo Infinite. You know, Microsoft had a lot of, I guess they had a lot of obstacles to go against when they first said that game was going to be a service, for one. Number two, they said that game was going to be the only Halo that you would need for about 10 years, right? We all were skeptical about this game. We're like, okay, a live service Halo game, sure, this joint might be good, right? It'll have all the game modes, right? It'll have all the stuff, the bells and whistles, the things to help you, such as the Forge and everything. Anyway, we get to the reveal of the game, and not only was the game half baked, it was underdeveloped. It was not ready for release at all, and they thought it was okay. And mind you, people gave it a pass. We're trying to give it a pass because it was in Game Pass. And you know, the amount of conversation I've had about this game, the amount of stuff I went through just talking about that game. I remember me and Gaz said on his show, you know, dudes shouldn't go, oh, you guys just hating on him for the sake of hating on him. No, nobody's hating on anything Halo related for the sake of doing it. It's the issue. It's the public image, how you approach and how you look right now. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It didn't age well for Halo. And then as time moved on, right, we finally saw, like, the last little bit of news we ever got for Halo was that roadmap that we got, which, by the way, wasn't well received by all of us. We all called it out with the lackluster content that was going to be in that roadmap. And who took the fall for it? Bonnie Ross. Bonnie Ross is no longer with the company. If I remember correctly, she's gone. Crazy, right? Anyway, why am I even bringing up Halo? Why am I even bringing up Bethesda? Well, if you guys have been paying attention to just how Halo's been performing, especially on Steam, Halo has been legit on the biggest decline that we've seen in a long time. And it raises questions on whether or not will Microsoft even continue to throw money at it as it is. I mean, if they're willing to get rid of 30 employees directly from 343. And mind you, these are not employees that are just strategically placed in one area. No, these are employees from multiple divisions in 343. If you're willing to get rid of that many employees from them, mind you, these are the same employees who are working tirelessly to give you content for Halo Infinite on a daily basis, or at least trying to make it drop. If you're willing to do that, things are already looking bad. But here's where it even gets even more wild too. I don't know if y'all remember, what's that dude's name? I had it on my list here. 1 second, let me go back. Joe Staten. Joe Staten is no longer with Halo. And ironically, this whole news comes out here a day after Joe Staten pretty much leaves 343 and goes to Xbox Publishing. Joe Staten was on board. He was the guy that was getting Halo on the right track so that it can reach the deadline. You know what I'm saying? Now that he's no longer with 343 and he's with just Xbox Publishing, and you just laid off 30 employees from 343 by itself, I mean, what? It ain't looking good. It's not looking good. And, you know, it's stuff like this makes you question really the future. You know, like, because right now, I'm guessing right now at this time, the time of this announcement, you would probably think, okay, Microsoft thought maybe the deal for Activision would go through. And they're like, you know what? Okay, we can definitely do this. You know, we can get rid of X amount of employees because we got Activision to now worry about. And, you know, people have been acting weird towards this too. They're like, oh, Halo's not going to go anywhere even if Activision gets bought by Microsoft. I would agree that Halo's not going anywhere, but the little red carpet that Halo has, I don't really see that red carpet really being there as much as people like to believe it. I don't see that being the case. I see that red carpet going more to Call of Duty if Microsoft actually got their hands on Activision. Like, Call of Duty would be their poster boy, their main game they push in Game Pass, and, you know, their main forerunner. And then you would have Halo basically be side by side next to the Doom situation. Now, pretty much would have been the case. But man, this is bad, bro. This is bad. But man, I what's up, Medina? Shout out to Medina, man. This man had surgery recently. Glad he's feeling better. Good to see you, bro. But bro, you know, it's hard for me to keep a straight face and say this. Like, there's so much stuff I want to say, but it's like I don't even have all the answers. And the funny thing is, we don't. Ooh, God, it's bright. We don't even have all the answers about what's going on here. But it's like, clearly there is a problem in terms of management. It's always been a problem in management. It's always been a problem in terms of quality control. And again, it's okay to say it. It's okay to say it. I've said this for the longest time. Quality control is not their best suit. Has not been their best suit. And where they go from here, I'm not really sure at this point with Halo and just how the studios are going to be handled. Right now, people are talking about Starfield. We got this developer showcase. You know, we got this stuff happening. I don't have high hopes for Starfield. I mean, if I had high hopes for a game, new-wise from Microsoft, it'd probably be Redfall. Redfall at least looks appealing, in my honest opinion. I mean, I don't know if you're a Bethesda fan in the chat. If you're a Bethesda fan, I guess you'd be over the moon for Bethesda's work with Starfield. I'm really not in the same conversation as you guys. I'm not really big on Bethesda's games. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't see the appeal in Starfield. But this is bad, man. Really, really bad. Their employment practices are chosen. 1 second here. If that deal goes through, they would kill Call of Duty. I mean, here's the thing. Somebody might disagree in the chat, right? Let's say if I disagree right now, you would still have like a high probability of that being right if they, because that's the funny thing. Microsoft has shown that they are incompetent when it comes to handling studios, and 343 is a prime example of this. 343 is, and the funny thing is, I got nothing against the studio. I don't think none of us have anything against the studio. It's just they haven't proven themselves to be that studio that should be, you know, helming your main IP. I don't think they've proven themselves. Like, That's like saying Naughty Dog's not worthy of the Uncharted. Like, let's say, God, what's that studio? I was great name. I said Naughty Dog. No, not Naughty Dog. Let's say, damn it, actually, no, it's not even a good example. Never mind, forget what I'm about to say. Because all the studios already at least proved themselves. What up, Cold Classic Kid? What's up? Yo, Cash, I'm about to talk about Frost. If you want in, I will shoot you the link. I'm going to talk about that, too, in the stream. But I want to get into this first. I'm wondering. I'm thinking right now, right? Because I'm wondering, is this going to be enough for people to realize that, listen, all this like overhyping stuff is no good for your games. It's no good for anything coming out of the Xbox camp. I'm not saying don't be excited. I don't think anybody's saying that. No, it's fine to be. It's fine. It's okay to be excited. But to the dudes that put these unrealistic expectations out here and put these games on these pedestals, it needs to stop. It really needs to stop. Halo Infinite should have been in the biggest, probably the best state that it should have been in a long time. It should have been one of the best shapes. But I find this to be one of the wildest situations, especially now. I mean, it's 2023, and we don't have hardly any content on this game. And that roadmap, again, it is still spooky. Starfield. I mean, what can I say about Starfield, man? Again, the gameplay reveal didn't do anything for me whatsoever. It didn't. But I'm going to read a post here. I actually reached out to him, too. Patrick Wren. Now, Patrick Wren here. Hold on. Let me pull this up. 1 second. Okay, I'm going to my Twitter. So Patrick Wren is a former senior multiplayer designer at for Halo. Okay, he's one of their multiplayer designers. He made a good post on this too, and it pretty much confirms everybody's like thoughts for this game for the longest time, and it's only going to get worse as it is at this point. But here's what he said. The layoffs at 343 shouldn't have happened, and Halo Infinite should be in a better state. The reason for both of those things is incompetent leadership up top during Halo Infinite development, causing massive stress on those working hard to make Halo the best it can be. The people I worked every day with were passionate about Halo and wanted to make something great for the fans. They helped push for a better Halo and got laid off for it. Devs still there are working hard on that dream. Look at Forge. Be kind to them during this awful time. Now, I agree with them there. I don't think anybody should be making fun of this in light of this situation whatsoever. Yeah, it's okay to voice your concerns. We all are voicing our concerns, but this isn't a laughing matter whatsoever. Any way, shape, or form involving these developers or the situation as it is. I do think that they definitely missed the ball with this, and they definitely need to fix a few things to get back in shape with this whole franchise. But really, if I was in charge right now, personally, I would just pull the plug at this point. And it makes you wonder, are they going to throw money more at this particular Halo? Halo's still going to be around. It's not going to go away. But I really think Infinite is going to get cut off earlier than a lot of people think it is. And if I had the choice, I would have done it and just had them literally start from scratch and just reboot the whole thing the way it should be rebooted. How do I mean by reboot it? I mean legit, like make a love letter for fans type of thing. There can never be another Halo of this magnitude in a live service game. It can't happen like this. That's like, what's next? You're going to turn Gears to a live service game? No, let's not do this. You need to make this game legit a love letter for everybody involved. And that's it. You said, well, what's up, Chris? You said, well, Halo single player will have no DLC. Yeah, I know. That's another too. But, hey, man, it sucks. They did. No, they did. They definitely tried. And, it's showing. I feel for him. I really do feel for him. But it's like, I don't know, man. It's like this game, man, this studio has got like the short end of the stick. Y'all notice that? Like every time everybody gets excited, everybody wants to see something, then when they see it, it doesn't hold a candle to what they thought it was going to be. It's like, no, it's not it. Like Gear 6 we're all excited for, because Gear 6 is kind of going back to his roots, you know, that horror-esque theme from what I remember. And obviously we're excited to see how it's going to look in Unreal. So that game is going to look good. People have good faith, at least with Gears, you know what I'm saying? But Halo needs that type of push. It needs that type of just excitement thrown back into it. A moment like this, it's like, dude, it's hard for me to get invested. You know? It's hard to get invested, and I feel bad for him. I don't know, though. I don't know, bro. I don't know. The whole roadmap has just been, wow, this whole journey, really. It's a terrible journey. You said Gears 4 and 5. I thought 5 was okay. I actually gave 5 a pass for the most part. It looked good visually. I mean, is it better than 2? I mean, no. That's tough for me to say. Is it better than 2? No, it's not better than 2. But it looked, I mean, it's okay game. It's not a bad game. He'll even try to go back to his roots too, though. Yeah, that's the thing. Yep, it has. I can't deny it. They have. But that's the thing too, though, and this is where quality control and just management comes into play. They rely too much on Halo, Gears, and Forza to the point where you don't have anything else to rely on. You know what I mean? Redfall has potential to be good. I'm not saying like a 10 out of 10. I'm not saying it has potential to be like this crazy seller. No, I'm saying it has potential to be something that you can build upon if the foundation is good and people actually flock to it. That might be something to look out for Xbox. Might be. But you don't really have anything else to really gravitate towards. I mean, Starfield's not it. I'm just keeping a buck. Starfield's not it. Starfield looks more and more mid every time I see it. And that's not even me throwing shade. I'm talking about what I see with my own eyes. It looked very mid. It didn't look like this is gonna be it. But I mean, some people might say it probably was a rough early build. I mean, you could be right. You could be right. What we saw was an early build, rough. But I'm like, bro, if that was the case, they shouldn't have showed that rough early build. You better off just delaying it and saving it until this showcase, and then bam, you would have been fine. ACL, what's up? Problem with Halo Infinite was purely due to bad management. Pretty much. And damn, and Bonnie took the fall for it. Halo could never truly go back to his roots without the studio. Yeah, I'm not denying it. I'm not even denying it. Starfield Game of the Year? Oh, man, y'all got faith, huh? Listen, man, I hope to God that game does not launch buggy. It launches optimized up to snuff, because it needs to. Microsoft needs all the good faith they possibly can going into this showcase, and coming out of this showcase needs to be better. 2022 was very abysmal for Xbox as a whole. It can't be like that again. Definitely cannot be like that again. He said, God, Howard, don't miss. Hey, we'll see. What concerns me is how sheltered they are being about Starfield now after that terrible. Yeah, yo, maybe that might be a good sign that they're being sheltered. But the thing is, I mean, listen, you can spin that one or two ways. You can say, yes, that's a good thing because, you know, they obviously knew they messed up and they're improving it. You can flip it to that, or you can say, yeah, nah, things are not looking. This ain't it. Like, there's so many ways you can flip that. Them sheltering the game, so many ways. King God, Howard, y'all are crazy. Starfield's gonna be insane for RPG fans. Now, you know, when I saw the gameplay, it kind of reminded me of, it kind of reminds you of No Man's Sky, just with like a bigger No Man's Sky, I guess you can say. That's what it kind of looked like, but you never really know. You never truly know. Hold on here. Hardware sales for the last one. Damn, Switch is at 74. Okay, not bad. Not bad. But no, real talk, like, I hate having this type of conversation because, like, you know, you want things to be better, you want positive vibes to go out there, you really really do, you wish for the best, but it's kind of hard, you know what I mean? It's kind of hard to just look at it in some super positive way, mostly because we just don't have anything to really gravitate towards. I mean, Perfect Dark is in developmental hell. We're not getting anything for that at this showcase. We're not getting anything for Avowed at this. Well, I think, did they say Avowed? No, I don't think they said Avowed. I think they said Elder Scrolls. So we're not getting Avowed at this showcase. You're not getting. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. So you got to save the money to buy active. I mean, yeah, true. That's one of the reasons why they pretty much cut ties with these, these contractors / employees. That's pretty much one of the reasons. You know, $69 billion they already spent on just Activision alone, and probably more likely they're going to spend more on Activision just to go through the legal process because Sony and Google are fighting this. So it's like, really, it's going to be like a nonstop just money battle for Microsoft throwing money at just this particular deal. And the funny thing is, I mean, cool, you know, some dudes might be saying, oh, it's going to go through. I'm okay with that. And that's fine if you're okay with them fighting for the deal. But I'm over here looking for the results for just the console. You know what I mean? It's a new year. In fall, PlayStation dudes are going to be playing Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? Sony's already got marketing deals for Suicide Squad. They got marketing deals for Dead Space. They got marketing deals for Spoken, and vice versa. And people are losing their mind. And by the way, dude, listen, dudes ain't got nothing to play when they're on Twitter complaining that Sony's marketing says PS5 only on the trailer, by the way, for these games, like for the little third party trailers that they showed in their latest reel. I don't know if y'all noticed it, but in the bottom it says PS5 only. So dudes was over here getting mad saying, oh, look at this misleading thing. But I'm over here going, Microsoft's doing the exact same thing. They're like, no, it's not. Look at Wolong. Wolong has the exact same thing going on. It says Xbox pretty much only, and it says Game Pass. Doesn't show PlayStation. In fact, if you go to the Xbox-centric video for Dead Space on Xbox, it shows the same thing. Xbox only. It doesn't show a PlayStation logo. Why do you think that is? Because it's called Marketing 101. That's all it is. And to the people who were complaining about this, well, what about the casuals who might get who might get confused by this? Usually these casuals, let's just say they go to Target, they go to Walmart, they might go to GameStop, whatever the case may be, right? There's these things called shelves, displays. You know, when they see the game and the artwork, the little box, where it has the character on it, doing a little hi. Usually that case will look the same, and it will be in the Xbox case. So they'll walk past it, they'll see, oh, look, it's on PlayStation. Oh, wait. There's one for Xbox. You still can get it. Plus, if you go to GameStop, they flat out tell you where it's at. In fact, they have the advertisement on the window when you go into GameStop. Again, this is just marketing 101. I don't know why people are acting weird over the marketing. Marketing 101, just how it is. Microsoft's going to do it. Sony especially is going to do it. Sony knows they're going to get the most out of their deals. That's it. This generation has been so lackluster to me. Xbox more than PlayStation, but still lackluster. Cross-gen games can't max time. I'm okay. We're gonna be done with cross-gen games soon. That's if Spider-Man doesn't have cross-gen, which I hope not. I hope not. I think they said it was about. I hope not. But Herman Hulse said case by case basis. So my fingers are crossed that Spider-Man is not cross-gen and is just PS5 only. They did say PS5 only in the trailer though, but again, they're showing that for third-party games too. So I want y'all to take note of that. They are showing that for third-party games. Xbox needs Xbox needs single-player, big-budget experiences as well. Absolutely. There's no denying that. It's crazy. Microsoft's been misleading years now. They even charge what exclusive means. Even there were pre-smear sets. I mean, exactly. Yeah, we all heard it's PS5 only. But I hope to God that it is fully. I hope that is true, and they don't pull a flip on us. You know, I hope they don't do that. Because remember, they did that with Miles, right? Didn't Miles have that whole situation happen where it was like, oh, it wasn't PS5 only, it was on PS4? They did that little switcheroo on us. So I just hope they don't do that. They stay true to it in general. But, you know, if it isn't the case and it is fully fledged PS5, I mean, again, my excitement's not going to be affected regardless. I just hope that it's not, though. I don't want to see anything holding that game back. I want to see Venom, you know, get pushed to, like, you know, the best they can for a console. You know what I mean? I want all that for Spider-Man. Yeah, the old switcheroo. People forget about Watch Dogs. Look at Watch Dogs, the old switcheroo Watch Dogs. Watch Dogs has never been the same. In fact, they don't even know what Watch Dogs is. It's a party game for one game. After that, it's a it's a serious single player game with a hacker. You know what I mean? They don't know what they want Watch Dogs to be because they have no vision for Watch Dogs. Watch Dogs. I said Doge. Difference is Miles was at the start of the generation. You could say it for sure. You could say it. On PC side of things, just business as usual. Nothing but. Yeah, true. True. But nah, real talk. I hope to God this showcase that's coming up is a 10 out of 10 and things are better. I'm just gonna say that right now. I'm gonna be on record because you already know if it's bad. We're going to have an interesting conversation on this show. I'm not jinxing it. I do want this to be best. I don't have my expectations super high, but I do want the best here. So you guys caught me on camera. I'm on camera saying this. As per usual, I want everybody to do good because we all benefit if everybody's doing good in this thing. Exactly. I hope it's good. I hope. But moving on from this, man. What's next? So there was some news. It was an announcement they dropped today. All of you were going crazy for it. I'm over here going, bruh, it can't be true, right? It can't be true. She didn't do this. I'm thinking, what she do now? Did she say something? You know, Adam Sessler's going crazy? No, not even nothing related to Adam Sessler. Turns out that Frost has announced that she is leaving the gaming industry. In other words, translation, nobody wants to hire Frost and nobody wants anything to do with Frost because Frost is beyond a liability at this point and is not good for any particular network that will be associated with her. That's why. Now, I'm going to read a post here that she made, and I want you guys to tell me if you see the hypocrisy in the post. Hold on. Let me just find this real quick for you guys. 1 second. And the funny thing is, I have nothing against her. I really, really don't. I don't have anything against her. But holy hell, this is just... It was not a good look. Okay, here we go. And I quote, this is what she said on Twitter. Anyway, I'm leaving the industry, found new work elsewhere. This industry is really messed up, and what happened to me and plenty of others wasn't fair, and it could have been avoided if we all had stood up together. You let me down, but I get why. Cheers and good luck, as she put on Twitter. And then, I could have sworn there was another post here. Hold on. Should have been another post. Yeah. She said, I've been angry for a long time with my peers for not using their power and voice to stand up for others in the industry. Had to come to some hard terms that people who I'd known for years, who I thought were good friends, just weren't. Devastated me for a long time. Okay. Now, I'm going to say this in my most professional voice, period. I'm going to be very upfront here. To the people you claimed did not stand up for you, right? You said the people that did not stand up for you and that were not here for you. These people were here for you. It's called Adam Sessler. One particular one is Adam Sessler. He stood up for you. He defended you. He did the golf claps during your whole speech. Even though your speech, granted, there was some truth in it. A good chunk of it was true. How people were treating women in the industry. Absolutely. You got a point there. But your speech was really unnecessary in a situation that didn't really need it. Your energy was push. Your energy that you were pushing was completely misled for the most part. You got something wrong. You said Hogwarts Legacy is exclusive to Xbox. Everybody was, checking you in the chat because you didn't know what you were talking about. And that's it. You got mad because you were getting schooled because, people actually use the internet now instead of going to other outlets for news. Like yourself. They go on the internet and find out for themselves. That's simple. Anyway, this woman, bro. I don't know where she goes. Good luck to her, but holy hell. She is definitely toxic. And, she's like, oh, people didn't stand up for me. They didn't have my back. I mean, you didn't have their back when you said I survived. And you put out that ridiculous tweet saying, hey, let's play some games because, I survived. But, hey, they didn't have your back, right? Even though these men and women who did get laid off from G4 at that time were all with you during your speech. So, did I miss something? Oh, boy. Man, what a train wreck. How can a network come back and literally die in the same year it came back? R.I.P. to G4, man. R.I.P. to G4. I mean, granted, I wouldn't even call it that G4. They could have named it something else, but they called it G4. I'm thinking they was going to bring back everything. They didn't do it. Instead of it being a passing of the torch type of thing, building towards the industry, it became a joke. Shouldn't have been the case. G4 has so many memories for a lot of us. A lot of us, hell, back then we watched G4 because that was like the only way to get gaming news. Y'all remember? Otherwise, you would read Game Informer at the time. Crazy. You went on the internet for gaming news. G4 was the only place you went to. Then you found out the network was on cable. You watched the network. You watched all the stuff, and it's like, nah. Then you had the hardware reveal stuff when you watched Attack on the Show. Crazy. In the words of the great Hustle Motivated, how the fuck you die twice? Yeah, shout out to Hustle. He need to phrase that all the way. That needs to be on a shirt. He need to sell that. That is facts. How do you die twice? I don't know. If anybody should be dying twice, it's Sekiro. I mean, after all, that's in his title. But a network like this, I was not expecting to die this fast. And the funny thing is, they had the roster. It wasn't even the roster. It wasn't like the other people that they had. It's just the topics that they were doing, the skits they were doing. It felt like kindergarten. You know what it was? Y'all remember what was the name of those? What was the name of those Xbox shows they did before? Was it Inside Xbox? It was kind of like they were trying to replicate Inside Xbox. Y'all remember that? Where they was doing those little cringy little skits in between the games. Like when Baraka pulled out dude's brain and ate it as a fatality, they started eating Jello brains and stuff like that on the screen. It literally was the same energy. It's like, bro, no, this ain't entertainment. People don't want to see this. That's exactly what it was. That same weird energy. They thought that was humor. It wasn't humor that people cared about. But I don't know. It's hard to get invested in anything. Well, it was hard to get invested with them anyway, but I don't know, brother. I don't know. man, Lord. What's up, Zero Still? What's going on? Andre B. Venom, what's up? Yeah, it's not that it doesn't have the appeal. It's the fact that it's not really needed. You know what I mean? Like when G4 left, people were like, "Damn, we felt like a part of us was kind of taken away, right? Because a big part of our lives." And then IGN, all these other outlets kind of started to came into the scene, and it was like, okay, they filled the void, but G4 was always missed. You know what I mean? In a weird way. Even with G4 being missed in all this capacity, it was like, bro, we didn't you know, we just didn't have a place to go, it felt like. Oh God, yeah, Savage Crispy's a walk in the park. I'm talking tricycle. So it was what happens if you pick agenda, natural gamers. The only gamer on that podium is the compilation list. I'll give you that, and yeah, that's facts. Even if Ross didn't go on a tirade, would that G4 roster have been able to relate to the audience? I mean, if you're talking about just being up to par, sure. I can say that audience or the audience would have been fine with the roster. In fact, I think the audience was fine with the roster. It was only until they all started to take her side and started to clap and say, yo, you tell him, Frost, you know, like Black Okage, tell him, Frost, you know, do all that. That's where it cost them other jobs. They thought it was a joke. Listen, if you disrespect the very audience that you are catering to, and you're telling them that you're not needed, unsubscribe, we don't need you here, we don't need you to see them. You know, you're legit making it an agenda to tell them that your opinion don't matter. I'm not going anywhere. This is what we're going to do. We're about this. Guess what? They're going to take your feedback, and they're going to go to somewhere else. They'll be appreciative. They made more people go to IGN. They made more people go to Game Informer, GameSpot, all that stuff. All those websites that's on YouTube right now, they all went to there. They had no problem leaving G4 because they don't need G4. And G4 is at that point where it's not even a juggernaut. So again, so I said, like, if you're going to bring G4 back, should have been a passing of the torch. What they should have done was have Olivia Munn, Adam Sessler, Morgan Webb at least come back for, like, let's say for a year, have them pass the mantle on to these new people, and then moved on. That's how they should have done it. It could have been that, you know. And even if they did, like, let's say the whole incident with Frost didn't happen, right? What they could have done with Frost, they could have had like a WWE persona with Frost in a weird way, if you think about it. It could have been like a WWE-esque persona. What do I mean by that? She's like the heel. She doesn't like PlayStation. You know what I mean? I would have been cool with that. I think a lot of people would have been fine with that. You know, she's playing a character. Hey, PlayStation sucks. These games are trash. I don't like that. Hey, you don't like me, I don't like you. That would have been fine. Exactly. She could have been the MJF of the gaming industry. Shit, I'd be the MJF of the gaming industry. I got no problem doing that. You feel me? I would have done that type of thing. But no, like, dude, they just didn't have no vision. They had no vision for it, bro. They're doing these silly skits that people don't care for. There you go. Yeah, an anti-Xbox person. That could have been their whole shtick. Or somebody had like a different personality, like them little dual personalities. Like she switches on the fly. Yeah, I don't like Xbox. I don't like PlayStation. I don't know. Oh, it's crazy. They did do skits. That's the funny thing. They did skits and stuff at the G4, the new one. I think they were doing skits, but they weren't good skits. You know what I mean? They weren't like the old skits. Like, I remember back during the Saw craze when Saw first came out. I think it was around Saw 2, Saw 3, or Saw 1. There was one at a time when G4 was around. G4 did a Halloween special. They put like dude in a chair. He had like a VR headset on. It looked like one of the bear traps from the traps. So I'm saying, like, creative stuff like that, you're not gonna see from them in this time. But they could have done something like that. They could have. I was watching that movie Megan with Big Mike the other night or last night, and it was like, bro, that's another prime example of, like, you could have used that as a skit if they were just trying to, like, cater to the internet. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. Yeah, my scats. I don't think they were able to afford Olivia Munn. I think they could. I think they could afford her. They just weren't willing to throw the money really at her. They had the money for it. I'm pretty sure they had the money for it. I think it's just a matter of just it's the extent of the contract, I think, that Olivia just said no to. You know, like what they wanted her to do versus what she did before. She would have definitely been on board for it, especially if Attack on the Show. Like, I'm telling you right now, like, you think I'm playing? Like, listen, if Attack of the Show came back in the capacity that it was back then, same roster, same everybody, along with G4, she would have came on for less money. I'm telling you right now, she wouldn't have said, "Hey, look, I need more money." I'm keeping a buck with you. I'm keeping a buck. If they were giving y'all the full, and I mean full creative control and support of all of them, she would have came back along with all of them. I'm telling you. Oh my God, what are you talking about, Red Hood? I did watch the movie. You late. I've been watching that movie with y'all. Y'all went to bed. Thrilled. Unless you got something you want to say, I can add you to the call, Red Hood. I can add you to the call. You got something you want to say to everybody. Anyway. It would have to put an extra money to get Olivia Munn back before she became an actress. I'm telling you, if the original cast to the T was all back, she would have came back. I guarantee you she would have came back. And especially if we're talking about building the future, I'm willing to bet she would have been like, "Yo, yeah, we're just passing the legacy on to you guys, and then we're gone." And she can go do Hollywood without having to worry about Attack on the Show ever on a resume. I didn't hear you in the voice chat. You did hear me in the voice chat. I did talk to you in the voice chat. But nah, it was it's a fraud. Y'all some frauds in this chat. Red, do I need to add you to this? Do I need to add you to this call? Do I need to do this? Should I just destroy Red Hood for a 20 in front of all of you guys right now? Should I just do that? I don't think Red's gonna show up though. He's too scared. He's too busy playing his little Final Fantasy. I did not abandon you guys for Big Mike. No, everybody was quiet. And by the way, I already watched the movie. Yeah, listen, these dudes are okay. Y'all were watching Uncharted, which is something I've seen half of. Y'all weren't even halfway through the film, so I dipped and watched Megan, the new movie. You know, the new movie, not the old. Oh yeah, work. But I'm watching the you know, not the new film, which by the way was good. I do recommend that, guys. Go watch that. Hey man, she thought she was cool for the moment. I don't know where she goes at this point. You know, the memes are already starting to surface. I shared a few in the servers. John know what I'm talking about. But it is what it is, man. Wherever she goes, hey, I'm not gonna be that guy to wish her bad. I'm gonna say, you know, good luck to you. But you know, you gotta love the gaming industry in order to get the returns of the gaming industry. You know what I mean? You gotta want to be in the gaming industry to want, you know, people to flock and support you. You can't pick agendas and then start throwing the very industry under the bus and then try to shoehorn your own ideals into it. No. And speaking of ideals, bro, have y'all been seeing the issues with Hogwarts Legacy? I want to definitely get into this real quick. So I was contemplating, do I want to do a video on this? Everybody's doing videos on it. You know, the cringe replies I'm seeing on Twitter, the reactions I'm seeing about the whole situation. Everybody's saying, yo, listen, if you support J.K. Rowling, you're a bad... Well, certain people are saying you support J.K. Rowling, you're a bad person. People are retweeting this stuff up the wazoo. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. Now, do I agree with J.K. Rowling? No, I don't agree with her comments or anything. I don't really follow her comments as it is. In fact, J.K. Rowling is one of those people I just rarely see in terms of her info. I don't even pay her no mind. A lot of people don't pay J.K. Rowling no mind. But I will say this, though. As a gamer, and someone who has been a big Harry Potter fan since the books, since I was young, very, very young, reading those books, and then when we finally got the movie adaptation of those books that ended up becoming, you know, goated, right? I've always wanted a Harry Potter game of this magnitude. And everything we're seeing with, you know, with this game is pointing it to be that very case. It is pointing it to be, like, goated. The game's looking to be very goated. It looks good. Granted, it doesn't have Quidditch, but the game looks really, really good. So what I'm saying is this: I support the game, I support the developer. Do I support J.K. Rowling's ideals? No, but here's the thing: everybody has a right to, voice your opinion. If you want to voice your opinion about it, go ahead, voice your opinion. You know what I mean? But to the dudes out here acting weird, saying they're gonna cause bodily harm to those who like stand in line and all this shit, like, oh yeah, if I see you in a line, I'm gonna throw rocks at you. Listen, I think I speak for John. I think I speak for Red Hood. I think I speak for all you guys in the chat. If you throw a rock at me and I'm in midnight release, granted I will never be at midnight release standing in a line because I buy digital, but if I was standing in line, if you were standing in line and some random dude just threw some rocks at you saying, get out the line, you idiot. Bruh, you're going to sleep. You're going to sleep. I don't know what's going on with you dudes. It ain't that deep. It really ain't that deep. If you don't want to support the game, don't support it. Guess what? Odds are the game is still going to do good with or without your support because the game actually does look good. Do I agree with her comments? No, I don't. And to anybody that might be acting weird, oh, you just support her theories, you just don't want to say it, I suggest you look up a certain interview on this channel. In fact, it's one of my favorite interviews of all time. And don't worry, we're going to have him back on the show for probably this year as we get more information on Death Stranding. But you guys remember I had Tommy Earl Jenkins on the show. Who remembers Tommy? Die Hardman. Die Hardman is part of that community, the LGBT community. And he was on the show, and we had a fantastic conversation with him. We got to hear his perspective and see how he views the world and everything. And I'm gonna tell you, I love everybody. I really, really do. And that was one of the best, one of the best interviews we had on this channel. It's going to continue to get better. But as far as like her ideals, I don't follow her ideals. I don't care for her ideals or her comments. He said, getting slumped, no night cool needed. And that's a fact. That's a fact, bro. That's a fact. Dude, so I'm going to throw water on you. I'm going to throw rocks. You throw a rock near me, throw anything near me. I got them. And the real. It's one thing to act tough behind a keyboard, but actually doing the real, bruh. Y'all. Oh, man, the internet's made too many people too bold. Let me tell you. I'll just say it like that, John. People are too bold over this internet. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. If you step to the wrong person, you're going to sleep. I've seen this happen too much. We see this too much. It's called World Star. Look up World Star. Just look up World Star, y'all. I don't even need to say anything else. Let's look on World Star. And the Backlash did gain a lot more sales now. Oh yeah, no, the game is, from what I'm looking at, it's looking to be one of the biggest selling games of 2023. It's trending even on Steam. So it's going to do extremely, extremely well, Hogwarts. So that's good to see. Everybody's really interested in the game. The only thing I probably would not buy, what up, Crick? The only thing I probably would not buy from this particular, involving this particular game would be that collector's edition. I don't like the collector's edition for this. The little magnet with the floating wand. Nah, I'm not a fan of that. I don't like how that looks, but it was cool though. Everything else is pretty straight for relating to this game. It's looking really, really good. I don't think they're gonna do anything else though. For what up, Beast? I think it's going to do Pokemon levels. Nah. I mean, they could. I mean, that's the thing. This is their first attempt at it. You know what I mean? So they said the Dark Forest. It's going to be explorable. Obviously, there's more to Hogwarts than just the Dark Forest. You got the ocean, which is basically like a portal to other stuff. Like the mermaids you guys saw in the Goblet of Fire and all that jazz. Like there's a lot of stuff in that just area by itself that they don't tell you, that you don't know that's there. By the time we do get a sequel, I would hope that the Goblet of Fire and like dragons and stuff like that will be thrown into this to that type of extent. I would be over the moon for that type of support for the game. And also, too, we're not even ruling out DLC, so they could very well build upon just this game by itself. So Quidditch could still happen, but I don't know. It's possible. Pretty much, Sean. That's a good point. Pretty much. Imagine a meltdown if Hogwarts Legacy it's nominated for Game of the Year. Dude, I'm telling you, like, these dudes just don't know what they want to argue about. You know, let's argue over this because of XYZ, but then be quiet on this other stuff. You know, that's happening with the industry. It's like, bro, y'all pick y'all battles weird. And your battles have always been kind of weird. But it is what it is, man. I'm not going to sit here and act weird over it. I'm not going to be that guy. There's just too much stuff going on here. Too much real things happening. You know what I'm saying? Real things. And people need to understand that. Let's see here. Anything else to go over? Not really. I'm not even going to say that. Do we have gameplay for Hogwarts? Because I don't remember it having one. Yeah, we did. It was shown, I think they were showing the flying around the city or whatever. They were showing that with the developers talking about it. And they also showed the corridors and everything in the nature. So you guys go into the different corridors. So you can see like how Ravenclaws, Slytherins, Gryffindors, and Hufflepuffs looks like. You guys can go to your different, your different common rooms. And they showed some spells, the potion, all that stuff. They showed all that stuff. John, my man, member for 11 months. I appreciate you, my guy. Thank you. Appreciate you. Hi, Big Cloud. Hope you're well. Are you getting PSVR 2? I'm tempted. I do have one. Like, I have a regular VR. I am tempted to get it. Sony did send me an email to get it. But I don't know. I don't know if I'll pull the trigger on it. I'm not sure. At least not this early. I'm not sure. So I'm waiting for like the other big stuff to drop for PlayStation VR. We do have what do we have on there? We have Horizon dropping on that, which looks good. Trying to remember what else was dropping on VR too. I mean, granted, I'm probably gonna get it when the other stuff starts really dropping on it. Right now, I don't really see a whole bunch of content on it yet. And mind you, they have to they also got to like fine tune all the PSVR games anyway to work on PSVR 2, like the regular ones, because the headset has to be like calibrated for the games for those older games. So that's why it doesn't work out the box with all your games. Some games are going to be optimized though for PSVR 2, so that's good. They were good for upgrading some of them, but not all. But by the time it drops, hopefully they can get that resolved so that all your games work on PSVR. So it's going to take a lot though. I'm trying to think here. It's yeah, no. Dead Space looks. I can't wait for Dead Space, dude. I'm gonna hold my thoughts I'm gonna keep my thoughts to myself for Dead Space, because a lot of people thought I have an agenda. I'm gonna keep my thoughts of Dead Space to myself. But man, I can't wait. So I gotta say that joint looks fire. That looks fire. GT7 is getting full VR support. Oh, is it? Nice. But you got I forgot what it's called, the little racing setup, the little racing sim setup with the steering wheel and all that stuff. I know J-Dub got that. Shout out to J-Dub. But nah, it's gonna be cool. I'm hyped. Let's see. Hope all is well a bit. What's up, Ham? Good to see you. You guys check out Ham Solo here, man. Check him out. Good dude. But nah, it's not much else I really need to say, man. It is a funny, weird type of week. Really weird. And things are only going to progressively either get good or things are going to continue to get weird as it is. But I hope to God things get better. I really, really do. It needs to get better at this point. And that's just the God honest truth going into this year. A lot of questions still need to be answered, and I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a weird vibe altogether. A lot of stuff needs to get changed. Let's see here. Moving on. Yep. So I guess I will shut this one down. Again, not a whole lot going on, news-related wise. That this Hogwarts business has been going on for more than 2 years now. True. Very true. What's up, Chief? What's up, Marlesko? What's going on? He shut this one. What? Okay, what y'all want me to talk about? What is there anything else I missed? Go ahead. Type away. What could I have possibly missed to talk about? Go ahead. I do want to shit. Hold on. Why is that even on my screen? Okay. That shit was mad bright. I gotta put my contacts in. Let's see here. No, I'm still here. I already spoke my mind about pretty much everything, you know. The funny thing is, everybody's just either left or either right. Nobody's really in the middle trying to see both sides or anything. I'm noticing that a lot, especially on the internet. Nobody's really taking the time to give both sides of a story, you know, at all. I mean, granted, some news stories are just completely, you're like, okay, yeah, that's the reason. This one's not. I mean, everything involved with Xbox as a whole, I mean, granted, there's still questions that need to be answered, but for the most part, you can pretty much call a lot of the stuff to the T of what needs to be fixed or changed in order to get a better result. You know what I mean? When it comes to PlayStation's issue for the longest time was just the fact that you couldn't really get a PS5, and the fact that we were getting more. It felt like, right? It felt like we were getting more remakes of games you already played already on PS4 to 5 instead of like the crazy new stuff. Like we're about to get Horizon remade for PS5. Is anybody even hyped for Horizon to get remaked, like a full-fledged remake? I'm not. That's one remake I don't even need to be remade. Like, if it's not broke, don't fix it type of thing. If any game needs a remake, it should be Uncharted 1. I think that's deserving of a remake. Why? Because the shooting mechanics in that game have not aged well. You know what I mean? I would think that game would benefit heavily from like a new and improved shooting mechanics like you got in Uncharted 2 or 3. You know what I mean? Like, I would love to see something like that. But I'm sorry. Wasn't hyped for Horizon in general. I mean, look, like, Horizon's good. Like, I played the original. The original was fire. Like, I love the story of Horizon, especially the first one. The first one's story is really, really good because she starts off as a loner and she becomes a hero, and it's really good. It's powerful in that way. That story, though, if you think about it, that story had a lot of layers to it. If you look at Horizon 2, if you haven't played Horizon 2 yet, I don't know if you guys haven't played it yet, but Horizon 2 story is good too, but I feel like Horizon 1 has the edge because it built towards a lot more. You know what I mean? Horizon 2, at the end, it felt like the end. Granted, we are going to get a third one from what they told us in part 2. We are going to get another one from what they're alluding to. But it's just, I don't know. It didn't really feel like... it didn't feel as impactful as it was for the first one. I wasn't really, like, blown away. Like, you know, when you found out who she truly is in the first one, and you see how the world is, and she finds out how everything really happened, it's like, that was a cool, reveal. Part 2 didn't have that epic reveal, that epic moment for me. Just didn't. Aside from the cool fights and everything, that was cool, but I don't know. Just wasn't feeling it, like, all the way like the first one. That talk about Forspoken System requirements? No, actually. What were the system requirements? Oh, dude, we all take Jack and Daxter remake any day of the week for sure. Horizon remaster is very off. Nah, they talking about a full remake of Horizon, not a remaster. The issue is that people have become quicker to dismiss new IPs, yet they also complain about not having anything new. Completely fickle mindset. True. That's true. That's fair. But the thing is, though, even though that has a lot of weight to it, it still should be a steady. Gamers should at least have like a steady diet of new IPs in general. Something new. You know what I mean? Like, for example, look at Liza P. Liza P is looking fire, or Wukong Black Myth. Like, these games look fire, even though Wukong is delayed this next year, which, again, is... anyway, but that's delayed to next year. But, you know, you got games like Liza P, you had Returnal, you had games like... hell, I'm just going to throw Detroit Become Human, because that was a new type of experience for PlayStation. These games are good. You know what I'm saying? People... especially if you do them right, they'll sell. They'll do well. Like, look at Detroit. Detroit just got confirmed that it sold about 8 million as a total unit. So, like, 8 million. Granted, you know, it came out during PS4 gen, but still, it's a good game, and it sold really, really well. Yeah, like, how bad are the system requirements? What do they require for Forspoken? Aloy needs a remake. The world building doesn't. You see, that's fair. That's fair. I can say that, yeah. She's very, like, she starts off having layers to her in the first one, and in part 2, she's just very generic of a character. Not game-changing of a character. She's not, like, this crazy, like, badass character. It doesn't come across like that. You might think that, though, in the first game, but not the second. The second one, you don't feel that way. Reviews for Forspoken are on Monday. Okay. What's up, Revive saying? He says, oh, people only want remakes of recent games. That's why just bad at the moment. If you want remasters and remakes, look back to past console generations. Well, here's the thing about that. You're right about that, but you're also kind of a little off. Like, people want remakes. They do want remakes, especially if it's franchises that people haven't seen in a long time. Metal Gear Solid, Silent Hills, right? Resistance franchise, right? God, what else was it? What else? Jack and Daxter's. You had the Crash Bandicoots, right? And then when you started to get those games, people got excited and happy. Crash Bandicoot, still an epic moment at the 2016 PlayStation E3. It was an epic moment. Why? Because people have been asking for Crash Bandicoot for a long time, and we're hoping that Crash Bandicoot would come back. Guess what? He came back. Now you look at Crash. He's everywhere. He's getting sequels, everything of that nature, right? People want that same type of love for the Resistance franchise, especially after seeing what happened with Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil 2, this came out when Capcom was at that point where people thought Capcom might sell to Sony, and people thought Capcom was going to be done because Capcom was not making any waves. Their sales were like trash, right? The last good game they had at that time was Resident Evil 4, and that came out, in the PS2 gen? So they were already on like a bad shape as it was. And what happened? Resident Evil 2 put them back on the map. Now you got Resident Evil 3 remake. People were excited for that, but ultimately it wasn't the full remake that people were expecting. They were expecting the same love letter, the same type of attention that 2 had. But again, I thought it was okay. Resident Evil 3 was okay. Remake was okay. Is it better than 2? No. 2 is still goated. It's one of the best remakes of all time. But again, like, people want remakes, but there's a limit to how far we'll go in terms of asking for remakes. If a game just came out, let's say 2-3 years ago, we don't want a remake of that. You know what I'm saying? We don't want a remaster of that. I would prefer a remake of something that I haven't seen for 20 years 10 years, 15 years. Not something that's been on the market for like, a gen ago. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to see that. Death Stranding got repackaged as a director's cut. Ghost of Tsushima got repackaged as a director's cut. What was it? What was the other game I was thinking about? It got repackaged for PlayStation. It's a few games. They got repackaged as director's cut. Nobody's really caring for these director's cuts. We want the new experiences. Granted, it makes sense. You put them on PS5 and 4, sure. But that lost a lot of weight, especially when you look at the PS3 to 4 generation, because it made sense for the PS4 generation. You know what I mean? Like, people didn't buy PS3s from the 360, so it makes sense that a lot of games got repackaged and put on PS4 and better, you know what I mean, in bulks, because a lot of people didn't play PS3 on 360. So it doesn't hold that same weight for PS5, in my honest opinion, because everybody owned a PS4 last generation, pretty much. Yeah, no more repackaging. Agreed. Yeah. If you ask me, a game needs to be more than 10 years old. A remake has to be made. There's an 18-year difference between the original and remake of Resident Evil 4. And that's facts. And Resident Evil 4, bro, let me tell you something. Resident Evil 4 is everything that I hoped it was going to be. It's got the same, like, from what we've seen, it's got, like, the same walking and running animation as you got from, like the same, like, style from Resident Evil 2 remake. The details there, they really expanded it. Looks really, really good. The only thing they didn't get from the original is the guy who voiced the merchant. I think it's the guy who did the Duke. He's the guy who voiced the Duke in Resident Evil Village. He was good. He sounded fine for the character, but so that's the only thing that's different for the remake. What was I about to say? Dead Space remake. Dead Space remake is another prime example of a remake being done proper. The new added scenes. I don't know. Have you guys seen the final preview for Dead Space? Look at the final preview for Dead Space, and then come back here. I'm telling you, that looks perfect. It's on IGN's YouTube. It looks perfect from every shot, every angle. That is what I expect from a next gen, game. It looks really, really good. You don't need Leon doing suplexes. That's part of his gimmick. He's a badass. I'm wondering if you actually fight Krauser, like legit fight Krauser. Like, do you have like a knife fight, or is the quick time event still in the game, or is that like not going to happen? That's going to be interesting how they did that. What do you think about the rumors about Horizon Zero Dawn remaster? I mean, it's got a lot of weight to it, because pretty much every main game that we've gotten from PlayStation, especially from PS4, has either been repackaged or gotten a remake or a remaster. So it's got a lot of weight to it. It's very well might happen. Did anybody now? Funny now, am I going to support it? No, because I already supported Horizon. I don't want to play Horizon again on PS5 because I already played it. I want to play the new stuff. You know what I mean? I'm more interested in what Jay Raymond's got, Demolition Games got. You know what I mean? Hell, what Naughty Dog's working on aside from Last of Us 3. You know, I want to see what the new stuff is. Spider-Man 2, we're getting that this year in fall. I'm hyped for that type of stuff. Like, that's got my attention. Wish we got an option to get the original merch voice. Yeah, I do kind of, but it's fine. It doesn't break the game. It kind of takes you out of that original it kind of takes you out of that original vibe of it. Was like, damn, the dude was just funny, you know? What are you buying? Big Kid get hyped for a game, not after Callisto Protocol. No, I'm still hyped for a lot of stuff. Callisto Protocol did hurt me. It did hurt. I ain't gonna lie, it did hurt. I was super excited for Callisto. That definitely hurt. That hurt me. A lot of people like it though, but it is. And to be fair about Callisto, it got better. They took the feedback. It got better. They actually speeded up the animations, which is smart. Thank God they did that. So animations did get speed up, which is great. Aside from the animations, yeah, all the animations actually, the healing animation, the dodging, all that stuff got improved. So that's good. I'm actually happy about that. The game might actually play a little better now than before. It's just there's not much else to the game though. You know, it's not like open or it's not really open like Dead Space was. Remember how Dead Space you had like different branching paths, you can go to different areas, different levels. The game wasn't constantly pushing you to go this way. Even though you could go that way, you didn't have to. You know, you have full freedom to go wherever you want, in a sense, to the levels. In Dead Space Remake, they changed that altogether. They have this new leveling system. So it's like you need a key card to get to the other levels, which is smart. That makes the Ishimura legit feel like a high security, like high priority type of spot. You know what I mean? I like that. I actually like that. So that's pretty cool. What's up? What's up, Craig? So Microsoft going full Mass Effect. Hey. It's looking like it. Yeah, they lost about 200 billion won, which translates into like 162 million. Oh no, I'm sorry. Let me phrase that. No, the game cost 200 billion won, which was like a 200 million was almost $200 million. It was like 160 million dollars, and that the game only sold like 2 million, but it was like projected for 5 or something like that. Like they thought it was going to do like 5. So yeah, it didn't do as expected, which does hurt. That does hurt. You gonna be streaming Dead Space Remake? I want to, but I don't know if I'll have it by next week. That's the thing. I'm not sure. I will keep you posted. I don't know if I'll have it by next week. I didn't have a problem with Callisto on Xbox Series X. Like many were saying, I beat the game both on performance and other modes first. One bug I found: you can scare the enemy to retreating over cover. Wow. That's funny. For me, like for Callisto, what were the issues I had for that? Aside from just the ridiculous animations, they kind of jipped me out of the collectors. Like I brought the digital joint and I didn't get the season pass. I bought the highest edition, didn't get it. So that was like another reason why I was like bitter by the game. I'm like, bro, where's my season pass? You know, they're like, oh, $30 extra. I'm like, after what I played, I'm good, Chief. I'm good. It's going to be salt in the wound if the Dead Space remake does better. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. After what I saw in that preview and just seeing the hype and just everybody's anticipation, and when I tell you they redid everything, Sean, they redid everything. Even the scenes with the unitologist, like there's more context to the scenes. It's not like you're just reading those little audio logs. No, there's 5 times more context to scenes across the board. Like they added so much stuff there, so much depth. The little spacewalk thing you had to do where you had to turn on the defenses so the little gun would shoot the rocks coming at the ship. They redid that. It looks so good. They even changed how you open certain doors. Like you can like instead of having those little batteries you put into the wall to open up stuff, they redid it. It's like rewiring. It's gonna be a love letter. That game's gonna do. I'm telling y'all, mark my words. It's gonna do fire. I'm not even gonna hold an L on it because it's like it's guaranteed to do fire. It's gonna do amazing. It's gonna be fire. What up, Danny? What's up? But, oh my God, I cannot wait for that damn game. I don't know. Well, I know Danny doesn't like horror games. I was going to say Danny's going to get it, but Danny doesn't like horror games. It's going to be so good. Oh my God. I've been waiting for that game for so long. That's what's killing me. I've been waiting for so long for this particular remake, and I'm just glad. I'm glad it's happening. You hyped for Atomic Heart? Absolutely. Atomic Heart looks fire too. When does that drop? When does that game drop? That's another. Man, that game does look good. There's so many games on my radar, bro. So many games on my radar. Sean, watch the preview. Just watch the game preview. It's on IGN's channel. Go watch it right now. and tell me that's not on your must-have playlist after watching that preview. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. Oh, it comes out the 21st of February. I'm tempted to buy it day one, but I'm probably not going to be on it day one. I will get it, though, but not day one, because Hogwarts Legacy is going to have a good chunk of my attention. Yeah. Hogwarts Legacy is going to be taking up a good chunk of my time for February. That's like one of the main games I've been hyped for. And obviously, you guys remember we got March. In March, we got Resident Evil. So, really, it's really going to be a busy couple months, to be fair to you guys. It's going to be a busy couple months. What else was there going on here? Next couple months are going to be, as if you're a PC-only gamer, you have Dead Space, Returnal, Hogwarts, Atomic, Like a Dragon, Last of Us, and Resident Evil 4. Yep. In 3 months, man. Red Hood, you know I'm not buying that game. I don't know why you even posting that. You should be ashamed of yourself for posting that. Tom Heart was going to be a PSVR game. Hopefully it gets a PSVR 2 version. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Fingers definitely crossed. Just got a notification saying that even Giant Bomb and GameSpot are engaging in layoffs. What? No way. Really? Giant Bomb? Hold on, let me see. No way. No way. Hold on. Giant Bomb. Oh, yeah. You're not kidding. GameSpot, Giant Bomb, Metacritic, TV Guide. Hold on. Yeah, TV Guide sites all hit by this. Yeah. GameSpot, Giant Bomb, Metacritic, and TV Guide 4 months after buying the entertainment and gaming sites for about $50 million, and also has let go other Fandom employees. Wow, so Fandom did this. Wow. Jesus. It wasn't. They didn't tell. They didn't give us the number though. It says an unspecified number of layoffs at these particular areas after Fandom purchased them. Yikes. Doesn't wait, doesn't what's God, God, I forgot his name. Hold on. I always forget his name. What's that dude's name? Hold on. I had it on my list here. Let me go. 1 second. I know he's on here. Was it Jeff Grubb? I think Jeff Grubb works. Didn't Jeff Grubb work, or doesn't he work at Giant Bomb, right? Yeah, it is Jeff Grubb. Yeah, that's right. I'm thinking somebody else works, but yeah, it's Jeff Grubb. Doesn't Jeff Grubb works at Giant Bomb, if I remember correctly? Damn. Red Hood, you want Final Fantasy 16? You know where my Steam is, and you know how to wish. Actually, you know how to gift. There you go. You want your Final Fantasy 16? I'm not buying it because I'm not like that. I love triggering Red Hood. Red Hood's so funny. Damn, man, that sucks. I wonder, is Jeff... Let me see on Twitter. Is Jeff good? Jeff Grubb. I'm guessing Jeff is fine for the layoffs are concerned. Yeah, he's fine. That sucks, though. Man, prayers up for everybody getting laid off. Prayers. No, Dude, Reddit loves to come in my neck. Keep like, yo, you gotta play Final Fantasy. You gotta play it. I'm like, bro, I will play it when I can. I will play it. Funny thing is, I already played RPGs. You know, I do play RPGs. The thing is, Red Hood is very selective in what he thinks an RPG and what isn't an RPG. That's how Red Hood is. Hogwarts is my most hyped. Wolong looks dope as well. It's Atomic Heart. Resident Evil 4 remake I've been asking for. Oh yeah, dude, it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time, Danny. Of course you bought the collector's edition. Oh God. You know what? Let me go ahead and end the stream. I already knew. Oh God, this guy. Anyway, man. Appreciate y'all for joining the stream. I appreciate it. Interesting week. Something about to use Discord on my phone. Oh my God. Oh Lord. All right, hold on. Hold on. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. This guy. Oh, this guy. Prepare for a fight. Oh, you want to come through? Hey, you want to come through? I'll start the joint. It's no problem. I ain't about to get exposed. He ain't ready. He ain't ready for it. He ain't ready. Like, he want me to end the stream now. He don't want it. He ain't ready. He's not ready. I guess we'll have that conversation on Friday. So there's that. I've been meaning to put it in the chat every time, but if you guys miss RGT, obviously that's Friday. Go check it out. Also check us out on Spotify. We are up on there. And I will have everything else for you guys as we go. A lot of you guys have been asking me for Google Podcasts, so I'll be moving that to Google Podcasts, everywhere else, and then upload the rest as we go. So just bear with me. But yeah, that is the quick little stream. I figured I'd do a stream because kind of pointless for me to do a video at this time. You know how YouTube is. So I will see you guys Friday. All right. Much love to y'all. Y'all be good. Y'all be blessed. And I'm out of here.